Here, okay. Okay, so using boxes in different shapes and cones to help with proportion. So this can mean there are two ways of what I'm talking about this. So say we have a study of a person, and you have to look at, okay, so which form is this image taking? Is this besides this like white space right here, what how long, how tall is this person? What how, you know, what way do you want to draw this person? Do you want to draw the whole body, or the just the head to knee? So I've learned this is a great way to do this. Just draw a box. So that way it controls. And then now drawing boxes for to help you with the size of the body, like this, just like basic shapes like this, just to get you to understand how the proportions work here. I usually just put like a big rectangle right here, something like this, and another one. And then you can translate that over to the box in which you're going to actually draw the character. So now you have the box, and then you just put markers down. Let's say, so this is about right here. So I say I put this about right here. The arm ends about right there. I'll put this right here. I usually do this with like still items, like things that, basic things like a teapot or something. Just because, I don't know, it's kind of easier. With human anatomy, it's a bit difficult, but I mean, it's still pretty nice to use. Now here I'm putting down basic shapes. Since this ends about right there. And this is where the arm comes. So like that. And then if you want to get rid of detail, then you just like still basic shapes. And then afterwards, when you're done with all the shapes, and then you just have like a really sketchy mess, then you just go to another layer. and then you work on your line art or whatever. Some people don't do line art, but basic things like that. Now, another thing I like to do that really helps me is using muscle diagrams like this instead of like real human references are good, but just like muscle references like this just like are very easy. Very easy, and you can like, you know, easily see where all the muscles. Oh my goodness. No. Okay. Tablet just went kind of slow there. You can see where all the like the muscle grooves are and stuff. So usually when I'm doing something like this, I'll like draw all the muscles and things. And still here using the markers, see if this point of the body comes down about right there, then that means that this arm is going to stop right here too. And then so after you've got like your form set and you're done like analyzing the muscle chart, then you can go to a real body form, and then you can start sort of placing the muscles that you learned from the body chart and applying them to the real source, so you can understand better why those joints and muscles are popping out, so that you can identify them easier. Just another fast way to apply your knowledge to another reference sheet. Now, before we move on to style, do you have any questions? Oh yeah, I can't see the Hangouts chat. I don't understand that chat. Like I can't see, like it just like shows messages for like 1 second and then it goes away. Yeah, you're fine. Yeah. Now we got out of that. Let's get into style. Okay, now style, I see a lot of people confused about that, which is understandable. People want to have their own unique style, but they're stuck with some, usually anime or some form of other material. But I want to show you guys, well, it's only one person in here, but I want to show how to sort of break out of that. And it's pretty simple. People make it too hard. So let's see. I'm gonna get some photo references here so it can be better understandable. Oh no. Never mind. I'll just have to use my own drawings. Google's on that stuff. So the first drawing I'll be making is a very cartoonized, very neutral very generic looking woman. Very generic looking woman here. We've all seen her. We've seen her on what is that? Bleach, Naruto. Yes. The one with the big eyes and the small lips. And the small nose and the pointy chin. Hi boy, get out. Okay, so this is your average anime woman. I'm trying so hard here not to put my own style into this. Now, another cartoon form of this probably would be we can do, let's see, what shape here? So we have the pointy chin. Now let's take that away. What if we took that away? We left her with this U-shaped face. And then what if we took the line nose away and we gave her this instead? What if we took the eyes away and gave her this Looney Tunes look? And the mouth, I don't know. Ears. And the neck can be, instead of sort of connecting to the body like that, it can be sort of like its own thing, like a cylinder. And then the body, this is where things get fun, and you start using shapes in your style to better help create character. The hair doesn't have to be pointy. It can be cloud-like. Just like try different shapes and sort of different arrangements in how this looks. And also an even sort of sillier way to make a style is just like have a style that you like and then try to draw it. And most people won't get the style that they like, right? So they'll have like this new hybrid style going on. That's what usually happens to a lot of people. I think that sort of happened with me. My style originated from Super Gel. It's completely evolved away from Super Gel, but let me bring up a picture here. Please, Google Chrome. My style evolved from this. Literally. This kind of sort of shows what the... So this... Oh, okay. Character right here literally shaped all of my art. Mostly how the I loved how the head shape was. I don't think he has a neck. So I added a neck, and it sort of went from there. And just if you hear any weird sounds in the background, that's my dog. So yeah, just like even taking styles and sort of like twisting them or just like failing to recreate them and sort of making your own style is a very great way to sort of and even doing the one where I showed, where is it? Where I showed how you can take a style and sort of rearrange how the characters features are placed. So even doing it on like a realistic face all the way to a happy face. Oh, I've got a really good example for this. If you don't know who Scott McCloud is, please look at his work because he is very he's got some very good tips on comic book making and art. So this right here, so we've got a realistic dude, like a semi-realistic thing going on, and then this is like the Marvel, like it's like realistic, but it's the lines are very few compared to this. And then you go to this, and this is like kind of Looney Tunes. It's a basic shapes, very basic. And then we go to this, and there's nothing, just dots in a line. And this is also a very great way. This is also how people make caricatures as well. This is how a lot of caricature artists make their characters. This is a very good example of how to sort of like make your own style, because people have different face shapes, different head shapes, and you can sort of see how that works in a cartoony style by breaking down each step until you get to this. And if you can't read this, I'll read it. It says, another is the universality of a cartoon imagery. The more cartoony a face is, for instance, the more people it could be said to describe. And that also works in how, like, this is just describing how the more cartoony a face is, basically the more a watcher or someone can relate to the face as well. So say if you're watching Cartoon Network or something, that's also why the faces on there are so very simple. Like, what's that show called? Adventure Time. Like Adventure Time, it's very simple. So how Adventure Time's got very simple faces, and a lot of cartoons have that very simple facial feature. That's to have the watcher to relate to that character. That's also why a lot of video game characters are like, just like why you always see the same face, short brown hair, a dude, Caucasian, just like very generic, so that they can relate to the general, to who they're trying to market to. Doesn't mean that they're being rude to anybody else. It's just that they're marketing to that audience. And another form of art styles is, let's see, looking at other art styles. So, see, I could find this Chick Jonesy error to show just like how well, that's not gonna work. I have to be more specific than that. Let's try Rubber House. If I'm not mistaken, that was an old animation studio that made a lot of that contributed to a lot of animation, forms of animation we see today, if I'm not correct on that. So this, it's got a lot of shapes going on. It's relying on shapes to make the characters. So you have a circle here, another circle right here. We've got circles everywhere. Mostly circles, long and short circles. Yeah, but that's how you would create a like a sort of cartoon character. The easiest way to do that. Now, that's pretty much all I've got. Do you have any questions about whether it be anatomy, using the muscles, boxes, style, any of that? How do you create your own if you wanted not quite realistic, but not quite cartoony either? This brings back to the style meter, where you have you have to know realistic proportions as well. So once you know basic realistic proportions, where the eyes would be, where the nose would be, and the details of that. A nose would be like, you have the nostrils, 2 nostrils, and then that little line in the middle. I don't even know what that's called. Right, so you have something like this. Now, say I don't want to even make it more detailed, and just to get the point across, put in all the Now say if we don't want this and we want something more simple. So we go over it, simplify it. I don't want this. I don't want the little ridges going on in the nose. So we take that away. And then we could literally leave it like this, because that's how anime is. Or, hey, we don't even want it like this. So you could simplify it even more. It's just to get that style. It'd be like that. So this would probably be in the middle. So if you want your own unique sort of realistic style and not have to deal with the anime or other forms of realistic styles, find what you like. That's another thing. Like, find what you think would look nice. So I have a great analogy to this. Let's see. Let's say you're learning a recipe that was passed down to you, and you cook that recipe, and then you add in ingredients that you like as well. So all you're doing is basically just adding ingredients, adding in what you like. So this is different from this. This is still will be considered realistic, just a bit different than anime, which would be like this, or some weird stuff. But you could still call it your own because it's like you're taking from what's already real. If that makes any sense. Okay. So any other question? Okay.
Welcome to the Terror Dome. The
She's oh no.
I got these pussy bitches waiting like the Japanese.
Okay, never mind.
Humpbacks and these narwhals. I'm just trying to strangle these fuckers. I'm just trying to strangle these fuckers. I'm just trying to strangle these. This the beat flop. You make the beat flop. Breathing more Christian than the seat got. So we got the beat dropping harder than your son's balls at 12. Not to mention that we harder than Viagra with the big cock. I'll fuck you in the mouth again. I'll let you know that I'm a schizo. I be hearing shit. So don't be fucking me, cause bet your ass I'm hearing it. When I get done with you, I make sure that you're celibate. Ew. Fuck you, dog. I can smack at your teeth. And I'll fuck you with a radiator pipe. What, is that too rude? I'm a fucking nuisance with different types of abuses. I'm running up in the premises, helping you tie your nooses. Cause all of you fucks are clueless and do not know how to do this. I act retarded on stage and then put my fingers in pussies like, oh.